Here we go. So we're looking at what they're wanting us to do on this problem. This is, notice at the top, it's about expanded form, place value form, and word name of a decimal. So they're wanting us to change forms for decimals. So this is the beginning of decimals. And we're first off just wanting to make sure that we're very comfortable with the different ways you can express a decimal and what a decimal really is in place value form, expanded form, and word form. So here's the first one. So on this number 1, they're giving us right here 0.521. So let me write it right here. Well, actually, let me just write it down here. Here's going to go the 5, the 2, and the 1. They've already got the 0 for you right there. 0.521. So that's what you do first off, is it's 0.521. That's our number. Okay, and then they want me to write that in expanded form. So what they're helping us to see here really clearly is the place values. I think you know them already, but it's just really helpful to be super clear. 0.521. You know that the decimal's right here. You know that the 5 is in the tenths place. So we're seeing the fraction 1/10. And the 2 is in the hundredths place, isn't it? So we're seeing the fraction 1/100th. And the 1 is in the thousandths place. So we're seeing the fraction 1/1000ths. So, and then to write it in expanded form, you don't do any of the zeros, but you just start with the 5 and you just go 5 times a tenth plus 2 times 100 plus 1 times 1,000. There we go. That's expanded form. It shows how decimals connect with fractions, doesn't it? They're just a different form of saying a part of something. Decimals and fractions. So we're seeing the connection between the decimal world and the fraction world here. So 5 times 1/10 plus 2 times 100 plus 1 times 1,000. And then they want me to give the same decimal in word names. So down here, they want us to write out the words for that decimal 0.521. So we've got the expanded form, and now they want the word name. How do we give that in words? Well, you just simply say 521, right? That's our number, 521. So you write 500. You have to actually type in the words 500. I don't think uppercase, lowercase matters at all. 521, and that's a hyphenated, right? 20-1, 521. 521 what? 521 thousandths with a THS at the end, notice. Why? Why thousandths? Because that's the name of the place where the number ends, you see. That's how you write a decimal in words. You say the number 521 thousandths because it ends in the thousandths place. So that's 521 thousandths. And we're done with that one. Is that making sense? Questions I can answer? All right, let's try the next one. On the next one, they're actually giving us the expanded form, and they want us to go and find the other forms. So they're giving us the expanded form. They want us to find the other things. See, on each of these problems, they're going to give us something different to start. So they're giving us 3, 8, and 6. You see, 3, 8, 6. So, okay, so what's the number? Well, the number I'll write up here is 0.386. That's pretty easy. And now for the words. How do we write that number in words? Well, we say 300 386, right? Because that's the number 386. 86 is hyphenated. Thousands. With, again, that THS, right? Because it's not 1,000, it's thousandths. As you know, 386 thousandths, because it ends in the thousands place. So you always give the name of the ending place. Just like that. All right, you stop me if you have questions. I'm going to go on down to there's 4 parts to this one, to the third part down here. In this one, they're giving us the number. Here it is right here, 0.549. So that's easy to come up here, 0.549. And then they want us to write that number in expanded form. How am I going to write that number in expanded form? It's 5 times 1/10 plus 4 times 100 plus 9 times 1,000. So there's expanded form. And then I need to write that in words. Now, how do we write that in words? Well, again, you're going to say 549 thousandths, aren't you? So 549 thousandths, again, because it ends in the thousands place. And then for the last one, they're actually giving us the words. See that? They're starting with the words down there, 996 thousandths. So now I'm going to go up here and write, okay, 0.996. Right? See that? 996 thousandths. And then I'm going to write it right here, 996, and then write out the expanded form. 9 times a tenth plus 9 times 100 plus 6 times 1,000. Like that. And so there we go. Questions I can answer on that one? On any of these 4 parts? Are we good with that? Now, you might have some different varieties on your question. Let me answer. Let me try a different way. What if they gave us 0.068? How would we write that in words? We would simply write 68 thousandths. You don't have to write anything for the zeros. So you would just say 68 thousandths, because it still ends in the thousandths place, doesn't it? Right? You tracking with me? Because this is the tenths place, this is the hundredths place, and this here is the thousandths place. So you still give the name of the ending place. That one would end in the thousandths place. How would you write that out in expanded notation? You don't have to do anything with the zeros. You would just say 6 times 100 plus 8 times 1,000. That's all they would want for expanded notation. You don't have to do the zeros at all. In fact, I think they don't want you to. Yeah, I think they'll mark it wrong if you put the zeros in there. This making sense then? Let's do one more. What if they had, what if they gave you, let's say, 0.403 with a zero in between there? What would you do for that one? Well, you would say 403, because that's the number 403, thousandths. Again, thousandths, because it ends in the tenths, hundredths, thousandths place, doesn't it? Like that. Expanded notation, I'm not sure what they would want, honestly. I think they might want the zero in that case. Maybe not. Maybe the zeros, you'd have to try both ways. Maybe they just want the 4 times 10 and the 3 times 1,000. I'm honestly not sure how they would handle a question like that. But there we go. Questions I can answer on that one?